Hello there, I'm Scotty. You're not. Welcome back to Tubi Horror Weekend of 5. I'm trying to straighten this out. And we are looking at 13 Sins, which is a remake of the Thai film 13 Beloved. And came out around the same time as another film called Nerve with Emma Roberts. And although, to me, it seems very similar to another film or another trilogy of films. The first two of them are like this, but the story is about a guy named Elliot. He is kind of hard up on money, and he in one night he kills a fly, and one night he is sitting in his car contemplating stuff. He gets a call from someone telling him to kill the fly and he'll get a certain amount of money. So he does it. Then he gets told he has to eat the fly for more money. And this leads to he playing a game with 13 parts. And you get all 13, you win millions of dollars. Now, like I said, this is a remake of the Thai film 13 Beloved. But this is 12 rounds. This is 12 rounds. You got to do all 13 to win, right? This is 12 rounds. That's what it seems very much like. I would compare it to Nerve, and it's a remake of a Thai film. But this is a horror version of 12 rounds. In fact, this is sort of more of a thriller than the action-orientated 12 rounds movies. At least like the first two. You know, guy gets a phone call, you get to play the game, but there's no like revenge plot. They're just doing this to do this. Maybe that's one of my negatives, is that there's no real explanation. It's just that there are people who are playing this game, like they're having people play this game for millions of dollars. They do that, they get millions of dollars. The rules are you have to finish all 13. You finish all 13 rounds, you get millions of dollars. If you try to interfere, then you win nothing. You back out, you win nothing. It's, and you win nothing. And so that leads. I liked this movie, all right? I thought it was pretty good until the ending happened, and I went, no. The ending is just kind of, no. Just no. It doesn't make sense to me. Try to help me make sense of it when I get to it, but basically Elliot has to do all this stuff. Stuff like make a little girl cry. He has to set this nativity scene on fire, which causes fire to a part of the church. He has to break a bunch of stuff at his rehearsal dinner that he's at, which he does only so that his brother can get away from the cops, which is sort of a good thing. We found that his brother exposed himself to a girl. I don't know if it's a little girl or just a girl. But at one point he finds out that someone else is doing the game. This is where the movie kind of fell off for me, because after he destroys this thing, he's free and he's ready to go to the next thing. But the next thing, they tell him, surrender to the security guards. And it's like, what? Okay, you've done it. You've ran out of stuff for him to do. There's even stuff where they kind of just, he does what they tell him, and then he does something extra, and they count that. They're like, oh, we're going to count that as number 7 or something like that. And it's like, wait, no, he has to do 13 things that you tell him. And there's a couple times where he gets extended because he does an extra thing. Right? He gets arrested. When he's sitting there, he gets free, and he believes that it is them that let him go. But then he later finds out that they had nothing to do with it. So, how did it happen? Maybe it was Ron Perlman, Chilcote, which is his name. Maybe it was Chilcote, but he's working for them, so they said he had nothing to do with it. I don't know. there's this conspiracy theorist played by Pruitt Taylor Vince who's going around talking about this game, trying to tell Chilcote about it. But of course, you pretty much already know that Chilcote is in on it. There's just something about, there's one point when he's getting ready to go out, he's on the phone with someone, and I'm sitting there going, because he's in on it, right? He's on the phone with the dude, whoever it is. I'll go back to the very beginning of this movie. There's this old dude who goes up to deliver a speech at this award ceremony, and he reads out 2 dirty jokes and then cuts off this woman's finger. And that's how the movie begins, and I'm like, okay, they're showing us what you have to do. There's also a backstory where our lead character, Elliot, played by Mark Webber, who I know from Snow Day and Scott Pilgrim vs. the World. But their dad and mother was in a car accident when they were little, and the mother died. And that's important to the plot later. Although I do think it's what they do with that later is just to like it. I don't know. Maybe it's when they were little. I'm assuming it's when they were little, but I don't know. Anyway, yeah, his wife is pregnant, by the way. Not Elliot's wife, not the dad, not his mom, but Elliot's wife is pregnant. Her soon-to-be wife is pregnant. We find out that his brother, who is mentally challenged, and I want to give props to Devin Gray, who's in a bunch of stuff. He is great in this. He portrays a mentally challenged person great. I work with those people. I work with mentally challenged people every day. I work with them for close to 20 years. And he is spot on with some of the people that I know and work with. He is spot on. To the point that it is annoying, because some of those people can be annoying, but you gotta deal with them, right? You gotta accept who they are, But he's a movie character, and he was kind of getting on my nerves at first, at the beginning of the movie. But as I got used to him, At one point, he gets talked to by the security because he exposed himself to the girl, like I said. And then, that's to create a distraction. He smashes all the stuff. And then he gets arrested, like I said. So after he gets away from the cops, this is where everything goes downhill. Like I said, he escapes, but he loses his cell phone. And he goes back to get it, but Chilcote shoots at him. Or maybe someone else shoots at him. I don't know. I thought it was Chilcote, but it doesn't make sense if he's in on it. Why would he not let him get his phone? But he steals the cell phone of some other guy. Just tells the guy to walk away. He's like, I have a phone now. You can call this one, which they don't call. But he meets this old lady who is only speaking Spanish. It turns out she's in on it. And I'm like, oh, so they had this lady there. Wait, so they sent this lady because he lost his cell phone so they can communicate his next challenge. But he gets the challenge done, which is hook up this metal wire thing, and it pings on his phone, which means they can go to any phone they want and contact him. So why did they need this lady to talk to him? Pretend to be speaking only Spanish. And he finds out that this is actually part of a challenge. Somebody else was dared to drive down the road, and they're going to get decapitated. So he takes it down, which should be tampering, right? He should get disqualified for that, but doesn't. And it's stupid because later he gets disqualified, but literally almost the same thing. Like, he tampers with this here. He takes it down and stops these people from being killed. That's tampering with the game. But he doesn't get in trouble. He doesn't know. He doesn't get disqualified, nothing. And then you see another person down the road doing the same thing. And all those... Now, it's a beautiful scene of all these people getting decapitated. But I feel like there's like 8 people here. As soon as the first couple would get decapitated, the rest would stop. Like, there's like 3 of them that get decapitated, and then they just keep going. And it's like, no. They would notice that the first 3 or so got decapitated, and they would stop. It is ridiculous that every single one of them died. But all of them have to die so there's no witnesses to him being there or the other guy being there. It is revealed that there's another player playing the game, and he's up to about the same as him. But, and it turns out to be his brother. The 13th, every challenge is different for every person except for the 13th challenge. You have to kill a family member. So, he ends up back at his dad's place, where he finds his brother is there, and he realizes his brother is the other guy. And then the dad reveals that he knows about the game because he played the game. In fact, he beat the game because he killed their mother in the car accident. And then he kills himself. So he's like, I can make sure that you don't win. And he slits his own throat. And I'm like, he could just kill his own brother. He'd still win. It would be like, I can make sure you don't win. And he shoots Michael and then slits his own throat. That would be making sure he doesn't win. But no, he just slits his own throat. Michael is still there. And they both decide they're not going to do it, but Michael, who is mentally handicapped, decides he still wants to do it. Why? Because if he won, he was going to use the money to buy him a wedding present. Now, I know you're mentally handicapped, but if you kill your brother, he doesn't need a wedding present. Even someone with mental issues would know that. I know he's mentally handicapped. I know he's not all right in the head, but come on. We still have money, I guess, but... And he always makes it about, I want to win just once, I want to win. But they kind of get into a fight. Like, he shoots his own brother. Or Elliot shoots him. But he still, stab him in the leg, and it's just like, hey. And he's forced to kill his own brother. And then he leaves, and we see that, I forgot his name. Ron Perlman is now there. And this is where everything fell off the wagon for me, alright? Because it's complete and total bullshit. So, Elliot starts walking away. He's gone. He is going. He is going, gone. He is going down the street. Ron Perlman goes in. He's on the phone with them. And he's killed the conspiracy theorist. And he's burned all the evidence that the conspiracy theorist had. And now he's going to burn down the place. Right? And he's already erased every record of him being at the police station, and this is confirmed by his future wife. But Elliot shows up, somehow knowing that Perlman was there. And Perlman tells him this. He says, it's over. You've won. And he's like, this is tampering. I'm like, no, it's not. Game's over. He's like, you do this, you lose all your money. No, he wouldn't. The game is over. He's won the game. It is now over. He kills you. Nothing happens. He's won. The game is over. The game is completed. It's done. It's over. He told me getting angrier and angrier that it doesn't go the way I think it should. It's over. The game is over. He's won. There's no disqualifying him from the game because it's over. So he shoots Ron Perlman. His phone goes off telling him he now has no money. He's been disqualified. Bull fucking shit. He won the game. The game was over. He completed every single scenario. The game was over. Done. Finished. He cannot tamper with the game if the game has been completed. Shooting Ron Perlman should not disqualify him from something he's already won. It's completely fucking stupid. And then he calls his wife, and his wife informs him that somebody called him, told her to eat a fly, and he's like, well, what'd you do? She's like, well, of course I didn't eat it. It's nasty. And I'm like, it equals out to the bye-bye man at the end. What do you think I am, a flashlight from the daughter? But this was a better movie. But, yeah, the ending, what happens now? They covered everything up, but now the police, someone's going to go looking for the dad. police are going to show up. They're going to find Perlman and the 2 other dead bodies. And there are still other cops that saw Elliot was involved with stuff. There are witnesses to Elliot's involvement in certain things. So the police would just go straight back to him. I feel like what should have happened, if they wanted to do this ending, fine. But Perlman should have set the place on fire first. Then Elliot confronted him. Shoot him in the head and threw him into the fire too. That sort of thing. Have him still holding the canister so it looks like the cop committed the arson and murder and it's a suicide. So everything is wrapped up tight. You know what I mean? I don't know. Or they could do a post-credit scene where someone gets a phone call or someone else shows up. We don't see his face. He walks in. He throws Perlman's body still laying there. He lights the thing on fire and walks out. I don't know what kind of it would do, but like there's another person involved. I don't know. Or here's the thing. Maybe the wife is involved and she sets the place on fire. I don't know. But they established that the last item is always killing a family member. I don't know. Like every time. Just so they can have that twist with the mom, which I don't know. I didn't like it, but I'm going to give it a middle of the road. And I should say, this is another Cody Leach Files. I give it a middle of the road, but it's a very high middle of the road. That ending kind of tanked it for me. But I think it's a thrill ride from beginning to end. I liked it. I like it a lot. You know, I liked it. It went in the cart. It's in the cart. These things. And it was because I watched Cody Leach's video. I told you he did a video. It's like underrated gems or something like that. Hidden gems. Hidden gem horror movies. And this was on a list. I'm like, oh yeah, I remember this. And so I just happened to put 13 into the search bar on Tubi, and there it was. And so I'm like, oh, well, I have to do that now. And there's another one I'm thinking of doing that's also on there. But I do that, I have to do the sequel and sequel-a-thon when I do it. So there's that. But yes, I'm going to keep going. With this. But yeah, I think it's a good movie. It's just the ending gets all boggled down. That's where it dips. I think it's from when he escapes from the police stations when it all dips away from me. Dips down, I should say, for me. But I still think it's a good film. And being it's a remake of a foreign film, I still think it's somewhat ripping off 12 rounds. But at this point, I think 2 12 rounds were out. First one's 2012. I think the second one was out here, or maybe later. I don't know. I think the second one came out in 2015, so I don't know. But, you know, what do I do next? I don't know. But we shall see. Thank you for watching. I've been Scotty, and I'll see you in the next one.